But hey, guys, we have Sean Thompson here with us today. He's a new investor that just started investing in the Memphis market. He's actually from Knoxville, right?
Yeah, I'm from Knoxville. I've got a bunch of rental houses in Knoxville. I've got some commercial properties, and I decided a few months ago to switch to the Memphis market because there's much more cash flow in the Memphis market than there is in the Knoxville market. So we're trying to shift more to the cash flow model as opposed to the appreciation model.
Right, right. I know in Knoxville, you guys are doing flips, and you got a couple commercial properties, right?
Yes, we have 5 commercial buildings, and we're in the process now of backing out of commercial. With the coronavirus and stuff going on, I don't see my office building being in I don't see a lot of demand for office space, especially now that the employees are working from home. But people always need a place to live, so we're going to be swapping out commercial property. Even though it's easier to manage, I'm going to switch from the commercial property over to more residential property, and basically the economics of the Memphis market make it very appealing, the cash flow and the return on investment is very appealing. So that's why we're looking at the Memphis market. And we really enjoyed working with you guys. Keith's been great to deal with. We did a deal with Keith, and we're getting ready to do some more. So I'm really excited about it, and really looking forward to finding some really, really good deals in the Memphis.
Yeah. So Sean, if you will, man, tell us about the first deal we did on the Arnold. Just kind of tell us a little bit about the numbers, how you kind of looked at it, and what your plans are with the property. And I know we got another one, right?
Yeah, and also tell us about how it has been investing virtually, because you are, again, let our viewers know, you are in Knoxville. You're a good, 6-7 hours from us. So tell them how that experience has been investing virtually.
Well, the first time around, I wanted to get familiar with the market a little bit. I didn't know much about Memphis. I'd been there a couple of times, but I've never really spent any time there. I can't remember if I got on your list first, Keith, or if I went over there first and just happened to meet you. But I have several turnkey companies that tried to get a hold of me through different groups I'm in. And I went over there, and basically I looked at the deal that the turnkey companies had. The return on their investment was not great. I could stay in my home market and get as good or better and keep a thumb on what I had going on here. And then I met Keith, and he talked about some of the deals he had, and specifically the deal over there in Arnold. And so I was like, hey, let's go take a look at this. And I looked at it. It was basically, I think it was like I have about $36,000 invested in the property, and it's producing a $900 a month return. And I'm like, wow, this is too good to be true. So that's when I told Keith, hey, we want this piece of property. We'll take it. We'll dip the toe in this market and see how it goes. And, basically we liked what we saw. We enjoy it. We enjoyed working with Keith. He made the process very easy. Really good guy to work with. And so we decided right then on the way home, my wife went with me. And on the way home, I said, I can see us get rid of everything that we're managing here locally and shifting it all to Memphis, because we can get a lot better return, and such that we could even hire a management company and still make more money and get rid of all the hassle and the midnight phone calls, or the phone calls on Interrupt Sunday Dinner that says, I got a plumbing issue I got to take care of. And right now I've got staff to take care of that. I got a property manager. I got a handyman that works 5 days a week for me. And it's just a hassle. It's just it's another full-time job. Right now I have 14 or 15 properties, plus the 5 commercial, and we're backing out of a lot of that. We had a couple of flip houses we sold, 3 or 4 other houses for sale, and we plan on reinvesting all that money in the Memphis market.
Awesome. Yeah, man. So I know you guys are dealing with the higher end properties in Knoxville. So the $30,000 properties in Memphis are kind of, would you say, kind of lower end? What type of tenants are you guys dealing with over there?
Over in Knoxville or in Memphis?
Yeah, in Memphis, like the house on Arnold. Are you kind of dealing?
The house on Arnold, I would consider that to be a lower end tenant. In Knoxville, because I have to deal with them myself, I don't like to deal with anybody that's renting a place for less than $850 a month. But because the economics are such, if I have a house in Knoxville area and it sits empty for 1 month, or if I can't collect rent from somebody and I have to basically evict them, if I evict somebody, I'm going to lose 2 months. It takes about 45 days to get an eviction, and they have to be about 2 weeks behind before you can start the eviction process. So you've instantly lost 60 days of rent. Well, 60 days of rent, because the cash flow is such that it is in Knoxville, if I lose 60 days, if I lose 2 months worth of rent, I'm going in the hole. Usually in a year's time, I make about a month's worth of rent. That's usually what I have left after all my expenses and everything to pay my people who work for me. So that's the reason I had to get to a big enough scale to be able to afford everybody. And by the time I pay the staff and everything, there's not a whole lot left. But the property's being paid for, and they appreciate so quickly over here. Here lately, I've been having 6-7% appreciation on a property, which is phenomenal. But I don't think that's going to continue with everything that's going on. I don't see that continue, number one. And number two, if something happens, you get a few people that don't pay rent here, you're really in trouble. Whereas opposed to the Memphis market, I can make that up a lot faster. The numbers work so much better in Memphis.
Do you feel like the kind of downsizing to the lower end tenant, has that been more of a hassle to you than dealing with the tenants in Knoxville, or is it?
I mean, it's tough to say. I inherited a couple tenants, and one of them has since left, and we're looking to put somebody else in there right now. But I'm getting ready to handle everything over to a management company. So I'm hoping that I find a good management company. I'm working on that now, and I'm hoping it'll be their headache. I'm going to pay them to make it their headache instead of mine. So we're going to try it out. We're going to get a few places and get it going. We're going to try it out, see how well it works, and little by little, baby steps, and transfer all that over there. So at some point in time, I don't have to spend a second full-time job on property, and I can focus on acquiring more money in my other businesses.
Yeah, you're just a normal guy, right? Just a normal guy, just like you and I. Rashard, you're not like a big time guy. You just want to invest in for your retirement. And
yeah, I work. I have an IT job. I'm like everybody else out there. I work for a living. This is just a means for me to get to retirement. And I basically have taken everything that I would have put in, say, a 401k or some other type of retirement vehicle. I got burnt real bad back in 2008 on the stock market, and I just don't trust it anymore. I think it's just you might as well go gamble all your money away in Vegas. So
yeah,
I don't understand it. I did it because somebody a long time ago was contributing money to my retirement or doing matching when I worked for a big company. So I'm like, okay, we'll put money in the 401k. You're going to give me some money, I'll put the money in there. But after everything that happened, I just don't trust it anymore. And I feel like with real estate, I have the controls. I'm the one who can force it to make money, and I've done really well with it. I'm extremely happy with the returns that I've gotten from real estate, and I encourage a lot of people to do it because I feel so strongly about such a good investment. So it's worked really well for me. I don't know that it's for absolutely everybody, but I'm kind of a cautious risk taker, and I don't know that everybody's that way, but I haven't, over the years, I haven't lost much money on real estate. Real estate has done very well for me.
Right, you got to take strategic risk, and you have a really good story. Like that's an awesome story. So in a nutshell, you've already invested. You're looking to divest in Knoxville in an appreciation market, which is still awesome, right? Appreciation is out there, but passive income, lower barrier to entry is a little more consistent. So you're looking to invest that money here in Memphis, in our market, and that's a great story to tell. That's a great story.
Unfortunately, because I'm in an appreciation market, the only way you can get money out of a property is once it builds up in value. Well, there's a couple ways. You can refinance it, or the other way is to sell it. And when you sell it, you get hit really bad on taxes. So I kind of like the cash flow model better. That seems like it's going to work better for our needs long term. So that's.
The majority of our investors, our buyers, our clients, they're out of state, or they're virtual. They're not in our market. and they're just like you. They're in California, New York, Knoxville, Israel, Saudi Arabia, guys who are in appreciation markets, and they're just looking for some consistent cash flow. So, man, do you have any other questions for Sean?
That's pretty much all. I mean, like, I think I had one other question. Like how are you funding your deals when it comes to getting the financing to, I guess, purchase the property up front? And I guess I think you told me before that you'll get money from one source. I'm not sure what that is. Could you tell us?
I have a private investor. Basically, I've got a gentleman that he retired, did real well and retired. And he had his money in CDs and money markets and stuff, and getting terrible return on it. So we did a deal together, actually bought a house that he had financed for his son, and he offered when I bought it, hey, what are you going to do about financing? I said, I'm going to go to a bank, and I'm going to put 20 or 25% down and buy this property through a bank that I work with all the time. And he goes, well, would you consider working the same deal with me? And I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely. We can do that all day long. You mean I don't have to provide you with, tax returns and a copy of all my leases and all the insurance and, a stack of paperwork this big? Yeah, we can work something out. And we just kept that relationship going, because a few years later, I sold that house. And he said, I'm really sorry to see you go. I've really enjoyed the checks coming in on a regular basis. And I'm like, hey, we can continue this. And he goes, well, why don't we go farther? Why don't we do some more? So basically, he gave me an amount that he was comfortable up to doing. And I've been spending that amount. And basically, every 2 years, I've been rolling it over. And he's extremely happy. The interest rate's attractive for him. It's attractive for me. It makes it real easy because I can call the guy up and I can get approval in like 5 minutes. I explain to him what the deal is and tell him what my plans are with it. And only once has he told me no, and it wasn't because the deal was bad. It's just because at that point in time he didn't have the funds available for whatever reason. And it's been a great relationship. I would never do anything to damage it or violate that man's trust because he's been so good to me. But now my process now is I'm going to be selling. I've got a bunch of properties in the Knoxville market up for sale. And I've got people looking at them, believe it or not, with the craziness that's going on. And as they sell, I'm going to reinvest that money in properties over in Memphis. So I'll be working with giving you guys a call, and I'll have money burning a hole in my pocket. But I'll basically pay off that private investor. He's also the ones he's also the way that I get funding for my flip deals. If I can get a deal on a house here that's distressed, he will front all the money up front, and I do all the repairs. And then at the back end, I pay him and he doesn't even require payment while I'm doing the repairs. At the back end, he gets paid plus, all the holding and everything. He's extremely happy with that. It's worked out real well. So I want to free all that money up that I've been using over there. Because the things that I'm buying in Memphis are going to be a long-term. I don't plan on flipping any of it. It's going to be a long-term hold for me because I'm looking for that steady cash flow.
Yeah. So essentially, like I try to tell people all the time, man, they can be a normal person with a 9-to-5 job. But they can always, if they want to invest in real estate, they can always get money, right? They can use a 401k to invest. They can use stuff like they can cash out the stock market, stuff like stocks, and they can borrow money from different people just to get started, man. And I know, so I guess there's some people stand still on investing in real estate. They don't have the money. Well, they don't think they have the money. So
it's all about the connections. I mean, we have funding for all of our investors. If we have any clients who don't have the funds or they're kind of on the fence, we have people that we can connect you with that will get you funding, and not based off your credit score, not based off your tax returns. It's based off the asset. It's based off the equity in the asset. So we probably, out of the 10 to 15 deals per month that we do here in Memphis, I would say 5 or so of them are going through our lender. So just throwing that out there. I don't know if you ever need funding for any of your deals later on or now or whatever.
I would love to talk about that. I would encourage anybody sitting on the fence. I belong to several real estate organizations. I'm an information junkie. If I can get information on something I'm interested in, I'll sign up for all kinds of different lists and stuff. And I get deals sent to me from all over the country. And I feel like Memphis market has the best deals right now. So I encourage anybody sitting on the fence, you're not going to get any better return unless you figure out on a day and you time it right and the stock market's in the toilet and you put money in and it goes up tomorrow, but you might as well throw your money down on a roulette wheel at Vegas. if you want a stand up, steady return on, on an investment that's not going to be worthless, I recommend real estate, and I recommend Memphis because I haven't seen anything else closer to it. Just wait until I get done buying all my properties where you guys saw all the good ones.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Well, thanks so much, Sean. We appreciate having you on. Anything we can do for you, let us know. And we will be in touch with that duplex that we have next week.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It was awesome. Thanks, Sean. We'll talk to you.